Hey guys, it's Charles again. Thanks for coming back to our educational series on how to invest in real estate in Toronto. So last week we spoke about student rentals, some of the pros and cons, and the takeaway was that students are really looking for the perfect combination of proximity to the campus as well as all the major amenities, right? So closer to campus doesn't mean better, and you should definitely know your city before you get into this strategy. This week we're going to talk about condos. Condos, this is actually how I got started investing in real estate. So it really means a lot to me, and it's really for investors who are looking for to park your money in a real estate but wants little to no maintenance or repair costs. And is also willing to make a little less of a return on your money for the convenience, right? So if that's you, this might be a great investment option. And condos are typically purchased by investors who are looking for the lifestyle and the convenience, right? For me, when I got started, I didn't know much, right? I had no choice. And basically we bought a pre-construction, and the intent was for me to close after I finished my university. It was pure accidental, but it now it has almost tripled in value. But anyways, there are some accidental investors just like me. But if you are getting started and you want to invest in condos, let's just get right into it. So what are condos, right? Basically, you own a legal title to a unit within the larger building, and all the owners within the building co-share the expense of maintaining in common elements, right? You have the legal title to your own unit. That's it. You don't own the whole building, and you have shares with the common elements, right? So it's a lifestyle thing, right? If you have a busy life, this type of investment might be for you, especially if it's close to, it's in the downtown, you're close to TTC, you're close to all the grocery stores, you have parks, and all the major amenities close by, right? There are two main types when it comes to condos. They are resale condos, which are available on the market. If you type in, realtor.ca, you'll see those. And they are pre-construction condos, which are condos that are yet to be built. They'll be built in 2 to 3 years typically. But today we're just gonna focus on the general pros and cons for both. But definitely, if you're interested in pre-con, there are certain things that you need to know. One, including that your money, that you pay for the deposit isn't really working immediately for you until it closes, right? So this is one of the negatives that I would say investing in pre-construction, but there are also tons of positives as well. But today we'll just talk condos in general. So let's get into the pros. First pro is that it's convenient, right? It's convenient. It's located in the core of a dense environment. You have transportation, you have restaurants, you have parks, you have everything that you need around you. That's what makes the trade-off between living in a box in the sky and having all the lifestyle and the convenience around you. Condos, they're very hands-free. You don't have to cut grass, you don't have to remove your snow. There is very little to do, right? I think in my investment career, the most expensive thing or troublesome thing that I had to do for condo was replace a heat pump and a washer and dryer. That's it. Basically, if you got the trades in your pipeline, you just call them and then they'll get it done for you, and you just pay, right? There's no ongoing maintenance, right? You have on-site management, right? This is great. It depends on the building, so you have to be careful. But for the condos I own, the on-site management has been really excellent, right? Sometimes I have a trades who's trying to get into my unit, but I'm not there. I can't open or access the unit for them. My management would actually, open the door and the gates for them on my behalf, right? So the relationship really do go um, a long way, right? So that's another layer of security too, and these management, I can't speak today. They take care. They take care of a lot of things. Take care of garbage removal. They take care of the roof repairs, windows, furnace, AC, amenities, right? Um, a lot of things are being taken care of by management, right? And that's why you pay the maintenance fee, right? But versus a freehold, all these things you have to do it yourself, or you have to subcontract to someone to get it done, right? So there is a cost, right? There is definitely a cost in owning a freehold single-family home. Also, one of the pros, my experience is if you own a condo, generally your tenant profiles are really good. I've had lawyers, doctors, executives at the bank renting out my properties, and you know what? Sometimes the state that they return the unit to me after 2-3 years was better than when I gave it to them, which make me question: did they really live here, or they just use it as a shoebox from Monday to Friday because their work is in downtown? Anyways, I've had great experience with the tenants. I never had any missed payments, nothing, right? Also, some of the condos, this depend on the condo that you purchase, but there's really a sense of community, right? There's a Facebook private community page that I'm part of for my condo. Some condo will have their own websites where you can post, if you have an item that you want to sell, or you want to give away, or if you have just questions or get to know people who are living with you. There's really a sense of community, right? So if you're living yourself, maybe living a single family home is a little bit scary. This could be right for those tenants, right? So as an investor, you have great tenant profile, you have on-site management, so nothing serious is going to happen without them notifying, them finding out first. And it's really convenient, and it's hands-free, right? You don't have to do much. Okay, so the cons. Generally, if you have bought a condo in Greater Toronto area within the past couple of years, I would assume if you put down just the 20% in down payment, you're not cash flowing. A lot of times you'll be able to cover the lender fee, so the mortgage, maybe the property tax, but the maintenance fee is going to kill you. That's where it becomes a negative. And yeah, so if you are just getting started in investing, and you don't have the luxury of paying out of pocket to carry a condo, then this may not be for you, right? Because you won't be able to scale if you're negative every month. Generally speaking, the appreciation is slower than a freehold single-family homes, right? Actually, right now in COVID, the price has come down a lot for condos in core of Toronto versus if you've been keeping up with the market, the freehold single-family homes, anything with land outside of Toronto is going fireworks. Like it's just going crazy with multiple offers. And also one of the biggest cons is as the building age, the maintenance fee increase, and you don't have a control of it, right? It just does. It's so before you buy a condo, it's very important for you and your lawyer to review something called a status certificate, right? Basically, you want to know the health of this condo corporation. What's the reserve fund like, right? If anything happens, there was a building in North York recently that had a huge water pipe burst and water leak. People call it Niagara Falls. So like in case of catastrophic major things that happen, you need to know that if your condo board has enough in reserve fund to address those kind of issues, right? And is there any special assessment coming up, right? So big thing, big things, right? Any kind of major repairs, this will be where you'll find, right? And any special restriction in place that will contradict why you bought it in the first place. So what I mean by that is sometimes let's say you bought a pre-construction and you're just a single person, but from the time you bought till the time you closed, maybe you got a puppy, right? And you find out after closing that there's a restriction on pets, and the puppy that you bought and the type of breed is prohibited or it's overweight. And all of a sudden, the condo that you're planning to move into, you can still, but you have to get rid of a puppy, which is, if you're a dog lover or if you're any pet owner, this is the last thing you want to hear, right? And also, some investor get in and they want to do a short-term lease, right? This actually happened to myself. So I bought a condo it's a condo and a hotel together, and I posted on Airbnb, and I was able to get almost $600 for 2 nights, but right after this event, I got a notice from the condo boards saying that I violated their agreement, and that if I were to continue, I'll be sued. So be very, very careful if you're trying to do Airbnb or any kind of short-term lease. Make sure you understand the condo board regulations so you're not surprised by anything, right? Okay. And the biggest thing is, it's lack of control. You don't own land here, so you can't really add a second suite or a third suite. You can't do additions. You can't sever land. It's even hard to, turn a 1-bedroom condo into a 2-bedroom or 1 plus a den. There's very few structural things that you can do to a condo, right? So that's one of the cons, right? And you don't own land, right? So in the future, if you own the land and you're in a very good street, maybe a developer will come buy you out for a new build or something like that. But for a condo, it's not likely, right? Okay, so conclusion. So for some investors, it might be more attractive depending on where you are in your life. Do you need cash flow, or do you just want something easy that will appreciate over time, right? It requires no maintenance calls, repairs, but less return on your money and slower appreciation growth. Is that okay with you, right? For the convenience, you won't get the last thing you want as a landlord is, on a Sunday morning, you are ready to go to church or you're ready to go out with your family for a brunch, and then you get a phone call from your tenant saying, oh, I have a toilet leak, or our water tank isn't working, we don't have any hot water. Those kind of headaches you will not have with a condo, right? But in return, you'll get a slower appreciation and your return on money is less. It depends on your short-term and long-term objectives, so your financial situation and your target renters, right? So understand what your carrying cost is. For this condo, you'll be negative. How much negative, right? Are we talking about $500 or $700? And are you okay with that, right? Sometimes, you are okay carrying a negative cash flow condo because you're thinking really long term, right? That maybe right now for the family it is better to live in a single freehold home outside of Toronto with a yard, but in the future, once you retire, maybe you want to downsize and move back to the city where you don't have to take care of all the maintenance issues, right? But have the luxury to be able to live in downtown where everything is so convenient. Right, so that may be a reason for you to carry a condo as an investment, right? So don't buy for appreciation. It's never guaranteed. right? So it has to be more than just the appreciation, right? It's more of a lifestyle. It could be future living for yourself once you retire. Um, that's how it is for a condo investment, right? Okay, so if you enjoyed it, please go down to the link, download your free copy of free deal analysis sheet. This is a spreadsheet that I use myself to run my numbers. Whenever I come across a deal, I use this spreadsheet to run the numbers to see if it makes sense to add on to my portfolio. And if you like this content, please like and subscribe. All right, bye for now.